This is Harris. Right side. 5. Goal line touchdown.
Sometimes
34-0 Green Bay.
all it takes.
It's a lot colder on the Tennessee bench than it is the Green Bay bench.
Sometimes all it takes is one simple question.
Touchdown, James Jones.
One simple question. That is also the answer to how a nation of Titans fans is feeling.
What happened to the Titans?
What happened to the Titans? What happened to the Titans?
Locker down at the 15-yard line.
But seriously,
Too easy.
what happened last night?
55-7? Are you kidding me?
I love you, okay? I love you guys. Just, yeah, make us a little bit prouder.
55-0 out.
You could blame it on the Wisconsin cold. Maybe they all had colds.
That's going to be one quiet plane ride back to Tennessee.
Let's hope, like the flu, it'll get better.
I think they played a mighty good team, and they got beat.
Green 19, Green 19.
According to Greek mythology, a Titan is a god, a person of great intellect, importance, and strength.
Tennessee offense finally rings the bell.
Quite the opposite of Sunday night's performance.
I watched part of it, but then we switched to watch The Sound of Music because it was more entertaining.
Even owner Bud Adams said the game was too horrible for him to watch.
For the past 2 to 3 years, they've been going down like the stock market. There's no hope. They need a bailout pretty soon.
Sometimes that one question sums it all up.
It's just been very difficult to watch from a fan standpoint.
Chris Conte, News Channel 5 HD.
Forward face.
You know, he did a lot of good for the city.
We often measure the way one lived
Front face.
by the way they are remembered when they die.
Then when it comes so close to home and it shocked everybody.
About face.
Jennifer Schoon knew this day would be tough.
So they were never separated. So it's, you know, you can't even really put it into words.
The day, though, was even tougher for her husband.
He was definitely my buddy.
We know that this is indeed a sad time, and we know that the feeling of loss is real.
Gary Schoon didn't just lose his buddy on Monday. The brain tumor also took away his partner.
It was a very bad couple of days. Department gave me some time off. I needed it.
Officer Roban was a dedicated public servant, loyal friend, 9-year veteran of the Smyrna Police Department, and also just happened to be a dog.
Our hearts are heavy this day as we face the loss and death of our beloved Roban, who was so much a part of the life of Officer Gary Schoon.
Spent a lot of time with him, and it definitely feels like losing somebody extremely close to you.
There's a bond these two shared that most of us will probably never understand.
A piece of him missing.
Perhaps that's what the chief was thinking about today when he presented Gary Schoon's family
Is that a baby Roban?
with something to try and fill that empty space Roban is leaving behind.
The new dog definitely helps too.
It's too early for Gary to tell if this new puppy will join the force.
Looks like a little bear, doesn't he?
If he does, though, he'll have a lot to live up to.
I miss him a lot. I'm always going to miss him.
How do you measure the depth of human sacrifice?
He went into the service before he was 18. He served 3 years. He was out before he was 21.
How do you comprehend the true cost of freedom?
Those 3 years changed his life a lot. He really grew up a lot.
You begin in a place like this.
Till the day she died, she thought son was going to come home. That was just a matter of time, but he never came home.
he still had to get my grandparents to I guess, to let him sign up because he was under 18.
59 years ago, Pat Nolan's dad walked into an Army recruiting station in Nashville and said, "I want to fight this war."
But he wasn't big on school. I think he decided it was better for him to fight the Japanese than fight the books.
Remember that.
He came over to kiss me goodbye, and I pretended to be asleep because I didn't want to tell him goodbye.
Because right around the same time, Patrick and James Langdon's brother David found himself in the very same spot.
I got drafted.
Determined to fend off evil halfway across the world.
He was in the Bulge. He was captured by the Germans, and that's when they lost him, didn't know where he was.
As 18-year-olds, the only thing these men should have been worried about was getting their diploma from Father Ryan High School.
He said, all I could think about all night long was how am I going to die tomorrow?
Instead, they just wanted to survive, to make it home.
People hated getting telegrams because a telegram was usually going to be something bad. It wasn't going to be something good.
By the end of 1942, after a year of war, 35,000 Americans in uniform had died. Before the war could end, 10 times that many would lose their lives.
My dad was a part of the greatest generation, but he passed away before anybody knew that.
A generation of men and women who were not just great, they were extraordinary.
At the time, he was kind of young, so you can see a little bit of apprehension.
And yet, when it came to how much they had to sacrifice,
here's a big one of them.
17-year-old Leanne Hasty has learned they were humble.
It was more of something that needed to be done, and I was just a person that did it.
A few years ago, when her quest into her great-grandfather's genealogy began, it revealed to this now high school junior at Father Ryan that he should have received a Purple Heart.
It was in the mailbox, and one of the neighbors took it out and stole it, so he never got it.
The deeper she dug, the more apparent it became her heart couldn't rest until she found his.
Didn't think it was right that he never got it, and I think he deserved it.
As Leanne continued to work toward a degree of her own, war, she realized, had robbed dozens of alumni of their diplomas.
Class of 61.
My father always wanted his diploma, and
Born from that realization,
and today he's getting it.
Thank you.
He is.
The Hero Project. Turns out a 6 decades old problem could, in a way, be fixed.
On behalf of a grateful nation and a proud Father Ryan community, we present this diploma in honor of and in memory of David Leo Langdon.
His diploma now in their hands, it became clear to David Langdon's family this day might be more important to them than it would have been to him.
He felt like he was doing his duty, like everyone, at that time. And we're just very proud of what he did do.
Funny thing is, David Langdon was just the beginning.
Robert Bernard, James M. Burns, and Mr. Dan Fogarty.
There were more names.
Mr. Jerry Keogh.
More veterans.
Class of 1945, 44, 43.
More diplomas to hand out.
And our last Hero Project honoree today.
Remember when Pat Nolan said his dad was more concerned about fighting the Japanese than fighting the books? Well, he never managed to get his diploma.
Patrick J. Nolan, Jr., class of 1944.
On behalf of our community and our country, Pat, thank you for your father's service.
To you and I, it might just look like a piece of paper. To Pat Nolan, it's his father's legacy.
He never got that chance to be thanked quite the same way some of those who lived for a long time have. So that's nice. I guess the diploma kind of means that.
A generation that gave so much, now getting something back.
He'd be very honored.
With photojournalist Mike Rose, Chris Conte, News Channel 5 HD.